I wanted to send this message for you because I think with all the crap that is being propaganded through podcasts of some 3-year-old bros or very, very wounded 50-year-old bros, doesn't matter. The wounding is there. Telling you how to treat a woman, how to approach a woman, and how to love a woman. And then on the other side, there is this polarity of wounded women who broadcast the messages into the world from their wounded feminine. And then there is this again and again and again, those gender wars, separation, division. So today, I wanted to bring that message to you as a woman, to a man, a message of what does it mean to love a woman. And let me tell you this, guys. It's in our DNA, both genders, yours, to protect, to lead, to provide, to be the leader. For women, is to feel safe. To feel safe for themselves and to feel safe for their young, for their children. And no matter what you hear through those wounded women who broadcast that we don't want men, we don't need men. Yes, we don't need men. That's true, because the times have changed. Women don't need men for the reasons that they needed a man 100 years ago. That's partially true. But do we want a man? I cannot speak for the rest of the population, but I can speak for myself. I do want a man in my life. I do. But what I do not want is a shallow man, is an unhealed man who sees himself as a victim of her circumstances, as a victim of his previous relationships. It is always someone else's fault, never taking responsibility and accountability for his part in that relationship, as well as understanding that to love a woman is to accept the lows and ups, and in the middle, that woman is a never one mood kind of creature. There is a dark feminine, a massive chunk of every single woman that lives in this world, the dark feminine that has been suppressed and labeled as hysterical, too much, too sensitive, angry, inconvenient, whining, complaining. You know why women complain? Very, very, very loud quotation here. So-called complain is because they do not feel safe. But because they haven't done the work on themselves to actually give a name to the feeling and the resentment that they are experiencing, they start to talk about things, small things. But beneath the surface, there are bigger things. Why am I saying that? Is that because recently I have been having trouble sleeping, and somehow my mind was taking me into this black hole of scrolling, which I pretty much never do, for that specific reason, because I'm very well aware of how dangerous it is to go on this Reels journey, right? It is a black hole of your time. And I have come across to so many different kind of reels about dating, about the man, about like the stuff that I'm interested in, but algorithm keeps proposing me things. And since I have been talking about dating lately, guess what? My algorithm started to offer as a suggestion. So anyway, I was sad. I became sad to observe the entitlement among men dressed up as this male loneliness epidemic. The entitlement and the ego dressed in this label, male loneliness epidemic. And in no shape or form I am discarding that for some men it is true, for some, but not for all. Because have you ever asked yourself a question? Why is it that women these days choose to be alone, especially the women who have done the inner work, who have gone through spiritual awakening and self-development. Why those women choose to be single? Because they can provide for themselves. They can give themselves love that they need. They don't need validation. They don't need your approval. But what those women truly want and desire, not need, but want and desire, is a union, with a man. I'm talking about straight relationships, but you apply however it fits your story. But these women want a union with a man who will make them feel not only safe and protected, but provided not only physically, but also emotionally. These women want to be seen by their men. They want to be heard by their men, understood. When I'm coming to you as my man, I don't want you to roll your eyes on a problem that seems small to you. I want you to give me a safe space to be myself and to express whatever it is that is on my heart that is bothering me. I'm not asking you to solve anything. Sometimes even give your opinion. All I'm asking is just be that safe space that I can be myself in, where I feel seen, where I feel heard, where I feel like you understand me through empathy. And then, if I need your advice, I will ask for it. But very often what men do is, it's their natural instinct, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's a natural instinct to fix things. But very often this desire to fix things comes from a place of not feeling comfortable with uncomfortable emotions, because they have not met their own uncomfortable emotions. How can they handle a woman's uncomfortable emotion, right? Do you recognize yourself in that description? So, oh my God, it's a long message. My point was, guys, that if you want to end the loneliness epidemic among men, among women too, then start embodying a healthy masculine energy where you do the work on yourself, where you first do the work on the self and understanding your patterns, in understanding where the wounds are hidden, when you don't run away from your shadow self, when you face it with compassion, with love. Because until you meet yourself with compassion and with love, you cannot meet a woman with compassion, with love, with empathy, with care, with that true protection, not over her physical existence, but her spiritual existence too, if that makes sense. A true union between a woman and a man, when it is aligned, when it is something that is meant to be, it will not drain the energy. Nothing is perfect, of course. There is no single human being who is perfect. There is no single human being who is completely healed, because we learn every single day. But when you are entering in a union with a woman, learn how to hold space for her. Learn how to make her nervous system feel safe around you, and that she knows that you are the protector she can always lean on as that rock, that she doesn't care about anything else as long as she knows that you are her rock to lean on so many levels, where she can be herself and you can be yourself with her. Because guys, let me tell you this, a woman who is finally feeling safe, provided for, protected, she feels seen, she feels heard, she feels safe. Just to summarize, all of that is that feeling of safety, energetic, nervous system, but also material too, guys. Many of you don't like to hear that. But for a woman to feel safe in this physical world, she does not need to worry constantly about the bills, about 50-50 participation BS, about if she loses her income, how are we gonna survive kind of deal. You know what I mean? Woman can never be in her feminine, like healthy feminine, if she's constantly in survival mode. But I'm telling you guys, if you can give your woman that beautiful safe space, that beautiful place where she finally can just exhale and feel like home with herself and with you. Guys, your investment, physical, material, spiritual, emotional, it will be multiplied times and times again. Because a woman who is in her feminine by your side is a power that will fuel you to be motivated, to be... I'm having goosebumps. Sorry, guys. I'm having goosebumps all over my body because I know it is the truth. And I forgot all the words. But a woman who is by your side, who feels safe, who feels protected, who feels provided for, who feels like she can fully embody the whole being of being herself without any judgment, without any labels, without any worries. She will be your biggest cheerleader. She will be the power, the fuel that fuels up your generator to keep going and living in your purpose while she is embodying her purpose and her mission, whatever it is, because she felt safe enough to do so, while also making sure that you have the freedom and enough fuel to pursue your purpose and your mission in this lifetime. I hope that helps, guys. Let's just stop all that division. Let's just stop all of that nonsense and separation, not only between genders, but between humanity. Because if someone one day will wake up, is not going to decide, okay, enough is enough, I'm going to live a different way of being, I'm going to live a different mindset going forward, I'm going to embody a different mindset, I'm going to live a life differently going forward, then nothing is going to change in this world. Nothing is going to change. So, my dear men, if you want to enter a union with a woman that will be your life partner, then you need to understand that before anything, she needs to feel safe, to be herself. She needs to be protected on all levels so that she can fully embody her true self and help you embody yours.